You slide out of your mother, somewhere in a large open enclosure, and land on the ground with your sibling dropping down beside you a moment later. Your mother turns and pulls you both toward her with her nose, so you press into her side and find milk, drinking until your stomach is full. A few days pass and you stay close to her, but then comes the moment you need to move on your own, so you push yourself up onto your legs for the first time. They fold underneath you and you go down flat. So you try again, pushing harder this time, and your legs hold just long enough for you to take 2 steps before they go out again. But you keep trying, and after a while you're moving across the ground without going down. Then your sibling walks into you from the side, knocking you over and landing on top of you with its full weight pressing you into the ground. You push back, but it's bigger than you and it holds you down for a long moment before your mother walks over and nudges it off. You get back up before your sibling does. That's the first time you've been on the bottom, and you don't plan on staying there. A few more days pass and your sibling knocks you down a second time. So this time you wait for it to walk past and then knock it sideways first, catching it off balance with your shoulder and sending it down onto its side. It gets back up and looks at you, but it doesn't come back. Your mother watches the whole thing without moving. You're only days old, and you've already learned that being first matters more than being ready. You're a few weeks old now, and you're already bigger than your sibling by a visible amount. That size gap comes from something built into you from the start. Ligers grow faster than either a lion or a tiger would at the same age, because the genes that would normally slow that growth down are missing. Your body has nothing telling it to stop, so it doesn't. Your sibling figures out quickly that pushing you over directly doesn't work anymore, so it changes how it goes after you. It waits until your mother drops food between you both, then rushes in from the side trying to knock you off balance before you can get a hold of it. The first time it works, and your sibling gets to the food first with you standing a step behind. But you watch how it moves. And the next time your mother drops food, you get there low and fast, with your shoulder driving into your sibling's chest and pushing it back far enough for you to get your mouth on the food first. That's the first time you've won a meal, and your sibling doesn't try the same move again. A few days later, the two of you are running along the fence line together when your sibling cuts across in front of you and trips you up, sending you both rolling into the fence. You get up with a scratch across your nose, and you look at your sibling for a long moment before walking away. That's not a fight worth having yet, but you're still growing, and your sibling isn't keeping up. Before long, the size difference between you will be big enough that none of this back and forth will matter anymore. Skip forward, and you're a few months old now, and the size difference between you and your sibling has become impossible to ignore. You're nearly twice its weight, with your legs longer and your chest wider, and when you walk next to each other, the gap is obvious. Your mother has started leaving the two of you alone for longer stretches, and during one of those gaps, a small bird lands on the ground a few meters away from you. You want to catch it? So you drop low and start moving toward it slowly with your body staying close to the ground. You get within a couple of meters before it takes off, so you lunge after it anyway with your front paws coming down on the spot where it just was. You miss completely, so you try again the next time a bird lands, dropping lower this time and moving even slower, but it flies off the moment you push forward. You're still too upright when you launch, so your body gives away the move before you make it. Then your mother comes back and a bird lands near her. She drops flat, with her whole body pressing into the ground, and she covers the distance in a long, low run before the bird reacts. That's the first time you've seen a proper stalk, and you watch the whole thing without moving. You spend the next few days practicing that position on your own, getting your chest lower and learning to push forward without rising up. You haven't caught anything yet, but the shape of the move is starting to come together. Soon you'll be big enough and fast enough to make it count on something worth catching. You're a year old now, and you're the biggest thing in the enclosure by a wide margin. Your sibling has stopped growing at close to the rate you have, so the two of you moving around the same space has started to become a problem. You both want the same spots, the same food, and the same stretch of ground along the fence. And with you this size, there isn't enough room for both of you to have it. It starts over food. Your mother drops a large piece of meat between you, and your sibling gets there first and stands over it with its body covering the whole thing. You've let that go before, but this time you walk straight toward it and plant yourself directly in front of it, not moving back. Your sibling holds its position, trying to stare you down. But you're nearly double its weight now, so when you push forward with your shoulder and drive into its chest, it goes back several steps before it can stop itself. It comes back in with its teeth going for your face, catching the skin just below your eye and opening a cut before you pin it down with your front leg. You hold it there until it stops trying to get up, then you step off and eat the meat yourself. Your mother watches from the far end of the enclosure and doesn't come over. After a while, she walks to your sibling and stands next to it, and the two of them stay on that side while you stay on yours. That's how the enclosure stays from that point on, split down the middle with you on one side and them on the other. The cut below your eye closes within a few days, but the world outside the fence is bigger than this, and sooner or later you'll end up on the other side of it. Skip forward, and you're 2 years old now, and the fence that used to mark the edge of your world has a gap in it where the bottom rail has pulled away from the post. You find it one afternoon while walking the perimeter, and you push your head through, then your shoulders, and then the rest of you follows, and just like that you're outside for the first time. The open ground in front of you is bigger than anything you've moved through before, so you stay low and walk forward slowly with your head down and your eyes on everything ahead of you. A group of deer is grazing about 100 meters away, and you're hungry, so you drop into the low position your mother showed you and start covering the distance with your body pressed close to the ground. You get to within 40 meters before one of them lifts its head and looks directly at you. You go still. It keeps looking, trying to work out what you are, and then it turns and the whole group runs. You run after them anyway, with your legs pushing hard, but they pull away from you fast and you're breathing hard within seconds. That's the part no one taught you yet, that your body is built for power, not for a long chase. You stop running after a short distance and stand there with your sides moving in and out. You're hungry and empty-handed, so you walk toward a wide stretch of water nearby and wade straight in without stopping, with your legs pushing through easily and your body sitting high above the surface. That part comes naturally. You cross to the other side and keep walking. You haven't made a kill yet, but now you know the open land is yours to move through. And next time, you'll get closer before they see you. You're 3 years old now, and you've made your first real kill. A young deer separated from its group gave you enough time to close the distance low and fast, and you came up under its neck and brought it down with your full weight driving it into the ground. That's the moment everything your mother showed you finally came together into something that worked. You've been feeding on the open land for several weeks, when a male lion walks into the area you've been using. He's fully grown, with a thick mane running down his chest, and he walks straight toward the deer carcass you're standing over without slowing down. You step in front of it and hold your position with your body square and your head low. The lion stops a few meters away and holds his ground too, with his eyes staying on you and his weight pushing slightly forward. That's how a lion tests another animal. It keeps moving until something stops it, and then it reads how the other animal reacts. But you don't move back. You're heavier than he is by a significant amount, and when you take one step toward him with your full size on display, he reads it. He looks at you for a long moment, trying to work out if you're worth the effort, and then he takes a step to the side and walks around you, keeping his distance with his body angled away. He goes past the carcass without touching it and keeps walking until he's gone from the area. That's the first time another adult predator has backed down from you, and it's because of one thing: your size. At full growth, you are one of the biggest land predators alive. You're 5 years old now, and your size has started working against you in ways it didn't before. You're too heavy to chase anything over a long distance, so you've learned to stop running early and rely on getting close enough before the animal knows you're there. Most of the time that works, but today it doesn't. You pick a wildebeest on the edge of a group and get low, closing the distance slowly with your body pressed down and your legs moving one at a time. You get within 20 meters before it turns and runs, and you go after it anyway, driving hard off your back legs and closing the gap fast. You get a paw on its back, but it kicks out hard with both rear legs before you can bring your weight down onto it, with its hooves catching you across the left side of your jaw and snapping your head sideways. You go down onto one knee and the wildebeest pulls away and rejoins the group. You stand back up and walk away from the group with your jaw hanging lower on the left side than it should. The bone isn't broken, but the muscle along the side of your face tightens up over the next hour, making it harder to open your mouth fully. You find a spot away from the open ground and lie down, keeping your head still and waiting for the tightness to ease. 2 days pass before you go back out to hunt, and this time you choose differently. You find a single animal far from any group. Wait longer before moving, and get low earlier in the approach. So when you finally go, there's almost no distance left to cover. It works, and you bring it down without taking a single hit. That kick taught you something the wildebeest didn't mean to teach you. The closer you get before they know, the less they can give back. You're 7 years old now, and you're walking a familiar stretch of open ground when 2 male lions come out from the tree line ahead of you, once backed down from you before. They're both fully grown, with their bodies low and their eyes fixed on you as they fan out in opposite directions, one moving left and one moving right so that they're no longer side by side. That's not something a single lion does. That's 2 animals who already know what they're doing. You turn to face the one on your left because it's closer, and you take a step toward it, trying to push it back the way another lion once backed down from you before. But this one doesn't read your size the same way. It holds its position and keeps moving wide, trying to draw your attention, so you turn with it to keep it in front of you. That's what the second one was waiting for. It rushes in from your right with its full weight driving into your side before you can turn back, and the force of it knocks your front legs out from under you, dropping you down onto your chest. You get your legs back under you and start to push up, but the first one is already on you with its jaws closing across the back of your neck. You drive your back legs into the ground, trying to stand, but the second one comes in low and takes your front leg at the joint, pulling it forward so your weight goes down again. You get partway up a second time, with your legs shaking under the combined weight pressing down on you, and then your front legs give out and you go flat. Your body stops moving a short time later. The 2 lions hold their grip until you're still, then they step back and stand over you. You never got back up. But from the first stumbling steps in that enclosure to bringing down your first kill alone in the open, you were something that had never existed before, and likely never will again.